Now, I was having a conversation with some folks from the UTU on Staten Island Rapid Transit, who told me that they're awaiting an arbitration award, and the total cost of the MTA paying out the wage increases that the ATU and TWU have already received over the last 6 years would be $3.5 million. 190 members, $3.5 million to settle 6 years worth of outstanding contracts. Now, we're at Wall Street, we're at the epicenter of the banking system worldwide, and because of these credit swap defaults, the MTA is getting ripped off to about the tune of $100 million a year. There's $100 million a year in money that the MTA has waiting for them, but they won't take on Wall Street to get that money. But yet, $3.5 million for the UTU in Staten Island, they're refusing to kick out.
That's correct.
Now, the bitter irony to me is inescapable. The MTA has no problem inflicting pain on New York's working families across Long Island, across the 5 boroughs of New York City, and across the counties north of the Bronx. They have no problem inflicting pain on our families when it comes to enacting massive service cuts like they did back in 2010. And mind you, completely unnecessary service cuts. They have absolutely no problem taking on their own workers in terms of trying to ram successive zeros down our throat, certainly down the throat of Local 100 members and down the throat of every other member in the MTA Labor Coalition. They have no problem putting forth demands that we pay $5,000 a year for our health coverage, no problem putting forth demands that we eat unpaid furlough days, no problem putting forth demands that our livelihoods be just decimated in a dozen other ways. But when it comes to taking on the banks that caused this problem, the MTA suddenly gets cold feet, and they don't want to take on Wall Street to win back the $100 million a year that's floating out there for New York City transit workers, for other workers employed by the MTA, and for riders all across the MTA system. It's time for the MTA to cast their allegiance aside with the Wall Street banks and to start standing up for the working families of the MTA region in New York State.